Johnston County is one of the fastest growing counties in North Carolina. With 3 major highways, flourishing cities, and large rural areas, the demographic makeup is diverse. The Partnership for Children of Johnston County is a nonprofit whose mission is to improve the health and education of the county's children through a variety of support programs and initiatives.
Many of the programs and things that we offer services, they're either very, very low cost or they're free to the public.
We work very hard to bring together other organizations to work in the same format of serving needs for children birth to 5.
We could do that. Ask some questions.
I think the partnership kind of acts as a hub. If you think about like Atlanta Airport, it's the hub to go anywhere. If you can get to Atlanta Airport, you can get to anywhere in the world. So in Johnston County, kind of in the early childhood realm, if you can get to the partnership, we can get you anywhere.
The partnership has set its initiatives to make an economic impact today and well into the future. Early intervention is vital to ensure children succeed. The partnership works with pediatricians to assess children to give them the start that is needed.
The children that we catch through these screenings are developmentally delayed, and the longer they go without receiving services, the more severe their delay becomes, and it's harder to catch them up. So the faster we can get them into services and get things going, the better the outcome always is.
The test is easy to take. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to score, and it is a very reliable and accurate test, so it really is thorough in picking up developmental delays.
There you go.
What has been shown is that kids that get these services earlier in life tend to do better through high school, tend to graduate, tend to get jobs, tend to live independently, and go on and become successful adults.
Including special needs children with typical kids has proven its effectiveness. It benefits all children.
The Partnership for Children works for getting children included, or specifically inclusion of children with special needs, by allowing me to go into these centers and teach teachers how to individualize activities for all children at all developmental milestones. It does benefit the typically developing children to have a child with special needs. I think it teaches diversity, acceptance, sympathy, and empathy. A lot of these kids don't even have to see them as different once they're in the classrooms.
Every early childhood expert will tell you that the majority of a child's development happens between birth and 5.
We know that the brain is acting like a sponge, and we also know that whatever's not used is purged.
And by stimulating those infants from birth in a center where they can get social interaction from the world around them, it just builds up that foundation so that they're ready to learn.
We feed into them all these emergent skills. Hopefully those will continually be used.
Education is the most important component. It runs through everything the partnership does.
Partnership for Children works very hard to improve the quality of the educational experiences. Parents who go to work every day want to know their children are in a safe environment, but they also want to know they're getting a good quality experience.
A quality early childhood experience is the foundation for preparing children to be successful, not only in kindergarten, but throughout life. From early education at the preschool level to continuing ed for their teachers, education continues to prove its value for us all. The Partnership for Children delivers services in many areas. They have resource centers that have books and toys providing stimulation, fun, and educational components.
The Resource Center gives the parents an opportunity to use the materials with their child, and children, they get tired of the same thing in a short time. So being able to come back and return the materials and choose other materials keeps the fun in learning.
It's easy to be creative because they sort of give you all of the ideas and you kind of just run with it.
The resource librarian, she's very helpful. If I'm trying to develop like motor skills or cognitive ones that my daughter, my 4-year-old, hasn't mastered yet, she's able to actually go and say, this is a whole box of different supplies we have in here, and this would enrich this area and some other things that she may not have gone over yet.
You guys are all set?
They also train parents as teachers.
Our program is a family support program. We go in, we give ideas to the parents. This helps get parents involved in their children's learning earlier, which leads to greater school success. When we take the activities into the home, the child can be themselves there.
It's a tough world that we live in, and having families that don't really know how to be parents or how to parent effectively is really detrimental to some of these children. And so we've really got to have the partnership play a role there in helping to educate families and educate child care providers and help with direct involvement with children to get them to the point where they can be contributors in our society.
Resources, referrals, literacy skills, early education, and safety education aid families who need assistance. All of these are here to help.
The economic impact of a Partnership for Children is enormous, and it's a picture that a lot of people just do not see. Number one, it's an industry as far as we're concerned. There's probably nearly 1,000 providers in child care in this county. That equated in our research to at least $36 million worth of state, local, and federal taxes.
One of the changes having an enormous effect on families is the concept of breaking the cycle.
If you don't provide a child with appropriate social and emotional and language stimulation, if we're not able to do it as parents, then our children are at a detriment. The cycle is very difficult to break. To help those families to understand that there are other ways of doing things and that there are some things that could be more appropriate about the way that they interact with their families.
Quality early childhood experiences are shown to improve school success, reduce crime rates, and make for a more prepared, qualified workforce for our community.
And that's also about looking at the future. It's economics. To me, it's economics 101.
What has the Partnership for Children brought to Johnston County? That can be answered by asking, what would the county look like if the partnership weren't here?
If the Partnership for Children was not in existence and was not there for us to utilize as a resource, I think a lot more children would fall through the cracks.
I think if the partnership was not here, not only would the community as a whole hurt, but early childhood education would not be what it is now.
I, like a lot of people, know that if I did everything right as a parent, my child's going to have the best shot that child can have. But we have a lot of children in this world that don't. And it's important that we own all of our children in our responsibilities to care for them and provide for them and create a future.